underneath it. But at the moment, I don't see anything on the ground, David. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Great job there, Hank. So Hank is looking at the left side. Visually, he's driving, obviously, and the tornado is going to be developing just to his right. There's the left side of the mesocyclone. Let's get back to it. Links 1, and this is what the are here. Here's Hank. Here's that area. That's that shot right there. There's the left side of the mesocyclone, right? And it's right here. It's going to be just to his south. He's moving east. This is going to be right out his right window. He can see underneath it. He's not on the ground, but look at the hook. Look at that. By looking at radar, you think it's close, but as of right now, it is not. It is not on the ground, but it's thinking about doing it for sure. Okay, let's get back and take a look at Jeremy Carter's shot here. And Jeremy is making his way off to the south. Justin, can Jeremy get east? Can he get east at all? Can Jeremy get east?
Jeremy, you're going east, correct?
Okay, let's go back. Okay, well, there's his shot. Can he talk? Is he in? Okay, let's go to Jeremy. Jeremy, we'll get you back in here. Yeah, go ahead. Give me an update.
Yeah, David. So this thing wrapped up. I don't know if it's still on the ground at this point, but I was coming south, and it literally formed right over the top of me. I literally had a wheat field, got harvested, and I ran through a line of debris. It was a bunch of brief, intermittent touchdowns, but with a greater parent kind of tornado. It was a large area of rapids with brief, intermittent touchdowns.
It looks like right now, and again, possible tornado with that. Okay, he'll get a little closer to it here. Let's go back to Links 1, and let me show you these two areas of spin here. Pretty standoutish, right? Pretty hard to miss. Possible tornado south of, again, Hank. He's looking right at it. It's not on the ground. Hank can see underneath it. That's his shot right here. That's going to be Hank's shot. It's beginning to become wrapped. Mesocyclone's becoming wrapped in rain. And when that happens, tornado, you're going to go by damage, by power flash.
That may have a tornado on the ground at this time. This one, let me clean up everything here. For this warning here, that one, I think it looks a little bit more what we call RFD. I think when it was right about there, north of Faxon, west of where Michael's at right now, west of Geronimo, I think, yeah, there was a tornado. And Chris Lee could see that, but look what happened to the velocity. There is some shear, and Michael's going to have a great view of it in a couple minutes. But that looks a little, to me, RFD-ish. I know that's storm chaser lingo. So, like, the winds are kind of cutting around the backside, and that's what we were seeing also with Sky 5, blowing dust on the backside. Now, there is a little area of circulation there. Michael is right there. He's got a great view of it. It's about 3 to 4 miles to his southwest. There may be a tornado there, but to me, based on the two signatures, and this Michael storm we'll call storm number 2, that's a west storm. The storm on the right, storm number 1, east of Hulen, north of Gas City, I think that's a much more potent storm. So I'm showing you all the Doppler part. That's the velocity part. Let me back it up. Again, twin supercells. I think Michael's storm probably going to cycle. Right? A lot of times we get a new mesocyclone that gets drawn up into it. Michael's right there. He's kind of in the notch. But I think the storm, the Bethel storm, I think this storm, the one coming towards Duncan, might be a little bit more on the violent side.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know, and we definitely appreciate your, you know, your there. Always right here. These storms, they're bad. I absolutely agree with everything that Jonathan said. I mean, these are some big-time storms down in southwestern Oklahoma. And so watching this closely for Wynnewood, Pauls Valley.
Indiahoma area. So chopper down there in Comanche County, tracking those storms down there in southwestern Oklahoma. Large hail, damaging winds, flooding, rainfall. Let's go back over to Corey Inman here with a live update. Corey?
Yeah, Mike. Chris had a funnel. You may want to go to him. I'm wrapped in rain here, trying to get a visual on this thing to the west of Geronimo. It looks like it's going to be east of the road that I'm on, headed south. But I've got no visual because of the rain and the hail.
Okay, let's go to Chris McBee here. Chris.
Yeah, Mike. I've got Gage Shaw holding the camera out the right side right now. intermittent touchdowns. It sounds like we had a cone funnel just a few minutes ago. What do you see now? Cone funnel still. Cone funnel still. Like I said, it's intermittent touchdowns. We're just getting absolutely blasted with wind. It's hard to hear anything right now with this, with the way this is set up. But I'm hoping I can make a turn up here and give you a better shot. But intermittent touchdowns down here in South Geronimo, Mike. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for the report, guys. You all stay safe out there. So we're going to go ahead and kind of back out of all this. You folks in Duncan. So you need to know this is a life-threatening situation at Duncan. It's not moving very much, which is good. It's still out there near the county line, but a tornado warning continues there from Duncan to the west, and also for Geronimo down into the Walters area, and a tornado warning out here. Let's go to Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett's in Shattuck. So she's tracking this next line of storms coming in. Mike Bennett is in Shattuck right now. This is the beginning of round 2, or phase 2, if you will. And we're going to have severe weather, folks, at least through 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. So we have a long row here to hoe. Tornado watch in effect till 10 p.m. Mike Bennett near Shattuck.
Okay, Mike, I'm actually north of Shattuck on the highway that goes to Follette, and getting ready to go back to Shattuck because this storm out here in Perryton is probably going to track towards Shattuck and possibly Woodward later. But we're getting ready to turn around and go back, heading west into the Texas Panhandle. But I'm having second thoughts here. I think I'm going to get down to Shattuck in case this thing turns right just a little bit. And we'll get west of Shattuck and have a good visual on it. Back to you. Okay, let's go ahead and go back down to southwest Oklahoma. Tornado warning continues Duncan west. Let's get an update here from Chris McBee and Gage Shaw, guys.
Yeah, Mike, trying to get eastbound here on Highway 5 down here south of Geronimo. We're trying to keep up with this storm. This thing is just cranking and moving real fast. We're trying to get through traffic here, trying to get where we can kind of keep up with this storm. But we're trying to get a view on it, Mike. It's lots of rain out.
Geronimo, actually, Damon. We're just a little what? I mean, there are people that are stopped under the overpass. Now, I cannot mention this strong enough. We learned this lesson on May 3rd, 1999. A tornado will actually blow you out from underneath an overpass like that. Don't ever stop in a tornado warning under an overpass. That is one of the most dangerous things you can possibly do. So we were looking straight south at the wall cloud. There is strong rotation here. I'm looking for any type of rotation on the ground. I'm not seeing any at the moment, but right here, very rapid.
And Michael, we see it right there. So that is, so we're watching this. And again, Michael's going to be
setting up shooting. You've been tossed here. Guard Point Live from Bob Mills, News 9. Back to you.
All right, great job, Jim. So Jim's on this severe storm that's becoming severe here in Oklahoma City, and we'll see what it does. Remember, the environment is set up to get producing large hail, damaging winds. Is every storm going to produce a tornado? No, absolutely not. We know we have tornado damage in Lawton, confirmed damage in Lawton, getting reports of possibly a building collapsed with people in it. It's a real concern. And that, Cassie, you're hot. So
Duncan, I mean, tell them this is headed right into town for Duncan. Can I hit the message hard enough? And look, it's moving at 20 miles per hour, but if you know anyone in Duncan right now, coming right in. Duncan, 545. Right now it is 5:15. Duncan, you have 30 minutes. Mike or Jonathan, what are you seeing?
Well, Matt, we're getting reports. So there's 2 tornadoes on the ground. We got the Central Hyde tornado and then potential the one near Michael. Getting reports on chat that Michael storm is also confirmed. But he's right there. He's looking right at it. So.
Well, and I tell you what, looking at the storm that you and I are looking at right now, both of these tornado warnings, these are both bad storms. I mean, every tornado warning is bad, but that right there, just to see that, we are hoping that maybe this can blow out and the tornado risk can come down by the time it comes into Duncan. But that is a bad looking velocity coupler right now. That concerns me. That is south of Central High, south of Bethel, but at this current track, it is headed straight towards Duncan. straight towards Duncan with that tornado warning. Some strong winds on the backside of that too, by the way, going up there towards Hewlin. So there's Chris Lee, there's Storm Command. Michael's right in this hook, by the way. Inflow rushing over Walters, and so it's dropping down to the southeast. So if you're in Ratliff City, if you're down by Sulphur, Davis, Turner Falls, these storms are moving for you. And so this is now a confirmed tornado warning. And again, there's Michael right there. Let me go back out to Michael if I can, check in with him. Michael, how's it look visually?
Well, lots of damage. Yeah, we got damage right here on I-44. They're trying to do some road construction right here. There's cones blown out in the road. It's actually kind of hard to even figure out where you're supposed to go right now on I-44. There is definitely damage here as far as some of the wind, and I don't know if you can see it. It's almost like just a vapor coming off the road to this circulation, Damon. It is incredible right now. The most dangerous part is just east of I-44 at the moment, just right over here, just to my left, so just to the east of I-44. But my gosh, this is a very, very full tornado warned storm right now, and I know there's another one further to the east. What a complex here that's just engulfed southwestern parts of Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And by the way, for everyone asking at home, none of our crews chase by themselves. So Michael is talking, he has a driver. And so again, never ever chase by yourself. You can see why, because you come in situations like this where you got to navigate and through some debris.
Very large hail down with these storms as well. So if people can get their cars inside or whatever they need to do before these storms hit, I would really recommend that. But we're eastbound now, and we'll keep up with this, and we'll let you know what we see, Mike.
Okay, Chris, thank you so much for that. Let's go over to Corey Inman, also tracking those supercells in southwest Oklahoma right now. These are the ones that are the threats. Corey, what do you have?
We're on 270. We're on 277 here, getting ready to turn east. Kind of anything's on the ground there. Did have a large tornado on the ground back to the west of Geronimo, but from where we're at
side of the storm, and then the storm now that Hank is on that is going towards Duncan. So let's go to it. We're going to zoom in here, headed towards Walters. That is a confirmed tornado, and it's headed towards the north sides of Walters. There's another area of circulation southwest of Geronimo. That area of circulation's a little, but the big time circulation with the dangerous part of this storm is coming just to the north of Walters. And if any under the is moving, have some time, but this is headed towards Waurika Lake right now, and it's moving at about 15 miles per hour. So there's another area of circulation a little further to the north. We'll have to see, but it's kind of broad. It's kind of stretched out off and on. We have had multiple reports. This was confirmed on the ground, and we're still getting with the storm near Duncan. So two areas of circulation there. And just to point out for folks in the southwest, another severe.
So some extensive damage there on the south side of Lawton, Mike.
So you say extensive damage, talking power poles down, trees uprooted, things of such?
Yeah, we didn't see any structural damage, but at the same time, we weren't hanging around too long because we were getting hammered by hail and trying to turn around and get out of there. So right now, Mike, we're getting a north wind here. This is on Highway 5, getting a north wind about 75, 80 miles an hour. Kind of looking around to see if we got anything around us. We got power poles down here in front of us. So here's the 5, and just to the east of 277. Let me switch cameras here, and you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see we got some power lines down here. This is Highway 5.
You can see the vault. Kind of going. The circulation is going kind of on the southeast side of Duncan. I'm on the bypass, getting ready to make the Highway 7 loop, and so I don't see it on the ground now. That we do have a pretty strong rain and hail core. I'm going to pull over here real quick. But right here, I'll get you a good picture of this wall cloud. It's not as pronounced as it was. There's still some circulation with it. You can see it spinning. You can see these wrapping rain curtains, but I don't have any fun. I say this, the base base is lowering again. You can see the movement in it, but it's not real super organized that would make me think a tornado is imminent. Now, at the same time, it is a rotating thunderstorm that is throwing out big hail. So you can definitely see the mezzo is still there right above us. You can see these clouds just turning like a carousel, David. Back to you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that, folks, you're looking at okay, this is the ring. We'll call that the ring of fire around the mesocyclone, right? This whole thing is spinning right in front of Hank from left to right. Inside is where you'll get your tornado. You can see through that. Now, what you'll watch for, this is pretty cool, scary, right, if it's coming at you, but you'll see these rain curtains start to around this cylinder. This whole thing is spinning, right, from left to right, spinning from left to right. So you'll go see these rain curtains doing that exact same thing. That's what he has going on. But sometimes the rain will fill in, it'll produce a tornado, and it will be wrapped in rain. Like Hank just said, he just right now.
Probably what's going to happen, this is probably an old one that was probably down here, it's getting pulled up that way. Could spin up a little bit harder, and then you can clearly see this is a hook. There's probably some strong RFD winds, rear flank downdraft winds. Imagine the storms go up to like, what, 50,000 feet today? And sometimes the forward flank pushes all the hail forward on the backside. You have hot air come down on the backside with big, nasty hail and driving winds, and they slam on the backside. This RFD can just blow out windows with a west wind. But what will happen is you'll have the inflow notch come in through here. And so if we're going to have a tornado form, it's right where I put that circle right there. So we'll go back to velocity. Old mezzo being pulled in, new mezzo forming. So.
And you can see how they kind of bend out a bit here. It's almost like a backwards three, or I'm sorry, not backwards, a three. And so right there, we'll have to watch. Yeah, get that little notch right there. And so a couple little. There are definitely. For Duncan, this one that's going to be just about 3 to 4 miles southwest of town, there's going to be storm coming down in Cookietown. These storms are blowing down to the east, southeast. Now, again, we're still watching for additional storm development out across the Panhandle. So we have Derek and Nick Smith out right now. They're keeping a close eye on storms that are going to be west of Elk City and down as you go towards around Wellington, Texas. Again, right now, storms are just in the early stages of trying to go up. Let's go back out to Chris Lee. Chris Lee down on this storm in Stevens County. Chris Lee, what do you have?
Yeah, I do have a lowering just to the north. We're between Coram and Comanche on Highway 53. You can kind of see the lowering off to our north. Don't see it looks to me like it's going to go south of Duncan, but we're going to watch it as it goes that direction, and we will certainly not anything like
much larger. That's kind of what we could say, because when we first saw it, David, we were about 3 miles back down the road, and it looked to be a lot bigger than it is now. But I'll tell you this, it's strong enough to be producing a pretty good-sized debris cloud right there. So that's going to be pretty much northwest of us, and it's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of probably southeast of Perryton, we're thinking. Back to you.
Okay, so this is kind of what we thought would happen today. We would have tornadoes in the northeast Texas Panhandle making their way into northwestern Oklahoma. Val and Amy Castor, they're right there looking right at it, along with Marty Logan. Marty's shot here. Marty is making his way back in from the north. He looks like he's stationary. And I'll tell you what, let's go to real quick here.
Okay.
I just see.
That's Dodge City.
Yeah. Okay, and what does shear rate look like? Is Marty... Okay. All right. So, hey, Justin. Justin, get Marty moving, please. Get him moving south.
Okay, Marty, go ahead and go south.
Yeah. Okay, so there's Val Castor shot. Control room, put Val.
Right now, as you can see, because of all this blowing dust, let's come out of this real quick here. We're still keeping an eye on this storm. Definitely velocity couplet to our north. Keeping an eye when we have visibility on that, although we haven't seen any tornadic activity from our vantage point. But we're going to head a little bit further east and try to get a little more caught up with the Stevens County storm. So there, Mike.
Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Radar report of an ongoing tornado down in the Duncan area. So this storm here, so again.
Tornadoes coming out of the Panhandle, moving into Harper and Ellis County.
I'm going to give you a little extra lead time here.
Yeah, great.
Just 1 second. I'll get this lined out.
Derazette at 6:01, that's in the Panhandle. Laverne, 6:43, 7:04. Buffalo, 7:13. And Logan, self-storage, there you go, 7:27. Fort Supply. All right, so 2 areas of spin. Lipscomb County, Beaver County, going to Harper County, going to Ellis County. That's where they end up. Possible tornadoes moving into Ellis and Harper County. And there's the tornado there. Let's get back to Val time and get an update from Val. Val, we're going to take your shot. Tornado on the ground, and that's headed for Ellis County. Go ahead, Val. Give us an update. We have a shot. Yeah, he's up. Well, yeah, his audio's not good. Again, once you get out in the rural areas, you get western, southwestern Oklahoma sometimes. So there's a tornado still on the ground, okay? And here's the deal. That's going to weaken. It'll probably fall apart. But these have been cycling. They produce some tornadoes, and they weaken. That's a weak tornado.
What do you see, Chris?
Let me get you out here. I got to get the dash camera off here. Shoot out the window. But there is what we're looking at. It's just, yeah, it definitely has rotation with it, and it is south of Duncan. It is to our north. That's how we're on Highway 53, about 7 or 8 miles south of Duncan, and we're near the town of Comanche. But you can see the rotation there, and it is very close to the ground behind those houses. I can't tell if that's part of the rotation or if that's rain wrapping around.
Tell him that rain will wrap around.
Hey, Chris,
yeah, that's the area that we're looking at. Let me see if that's on the that. Boy, almost appears to be on the ground. I can't see any debris coming up, but I do see rotation right there.
Yeah, and Chris, by the way, you're looking right at the right spot. Again, this is going to wrap around, so you're probably going to get some rain that's going to wrap around this, but you're looking at the right spot. What we see from Chris Lee and radar standpoint, this is a very tight couplet across Stevens County down by Duncan. So we're going to talk to Chris again. We just got to jump all over the place right now because we have this storm that's going up, and just look at that velocity couplet. I mean, that I tell you what, this continues to strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. So once again, if you're in Sulphur, Davis, Turner Falls, down by Ardmore, this is what's headed in your direction in a couple hours here. So it's not moving fast, but it is moving fast enough that it's going to come in during the daylight hours. Right now in the town in a little bit here. So, but that right there continues to look very suspect. Again, when you see that couplet right there, that's a tight couplet. And so, again, on the screen, he's watching it. So what we're looking at right here is going blue, a blue color to pop up right here. That would be debris. But yikes. I mean, tell you what, Jonathan, that is not good right there.
That's not looking good at all. That's a real bad deal there for just south of Duncan. So again, when we use the term mesocyclone, we're not necessarily looking down at the ground circulation where you'd see the actual condensation funnel. Imagine at the base of the funnel, at the base of the wall cloud, and then what you can't see up into the storm is what the radar is seeing. And that is a really bright structure. And there's 2 areas here, but we're going to have to watch. The gate to gate is right here. And then you have some really strong inbound, strong outbounds down your Sunray. And watch for those to get brighter in color and then pull in together. And
Give
so,
us an update
again,
as you look off to the east.
Well, that's right, David. I'm just on the east side of Hara right now, shooting down towards the Shawnee area. And like and it's hitting at 5 miles an hour. And as the storm weakens, like you said, it could produce even winds higher than that. But we got a lot of dust in the air. It's cloud to ground lightning, and it continues to weaken, David. Jim Garpoint live for Bob Mills, got his 9.
All right, so we'll see what it does here. Jim is still up. We'll see what that storm does. But we have until 9. More fun. Look at the size of this.
Colors have cooled here a little bit now to the east of Walters and near Coram. to the southwest of Empire City and Comanche. Colors have cooled there, but still could have some ongoing activity. Let's go back to our ground truth, our storm trackers here. Let's go over to Corey Inman. Corey?
Yeah, my 5, believe it's 5A. Underneath what's left of this circulation that produced the large tornado back in Geronimo, don't have anything on the ground, but still have a lot of rotation in here with this mesocyclone. Kind of riding on the back edge of it here, so we got a pretty good anything. Look.
Thank you here, Chris. So Chris is also located coming out of Cotton County, coming into southern Stevens County.
It's wrapped in rain. What do you see when you look through that? Do you see anything at all on the ground right now?
A bit of a pano. That's that leading edge of the meso. And as I pan back to the south, south, or anything, it's so dense in there now. I do this make it imminent, sorry, unless there's one back in that rain cord. If there is, I just can't see it.
Okay, all right. See, what's scary is that there's so much in here that it could be rain. All right, velocity data continue producing tornadoes as it was coming through Lawton. We have it's going right over Eureka Lake. At the lake, can't you're go ahead.
Our measurement at site that was about 15 minutes ago, and it was moving over Walters. Yeah. Don't get the circulation.
Yeah, I mean.